Inside Mercer Basketball with Coach Bob Hoffman and your host, Rick Cameron. Brought to you by Wild Wing Cafe.
Hello everyone, welcome once again to Wild Wing Cafe. We're at the shops at River Crossing, Macon, Georgia. We're talking Mercer Basketball with head coach Bob Hoffman. Coach, looking at the schedule months ago, we knew that 3 games in 1 week was going to be a difficult chore, 1 at home, 2 on the road, and certainly it continued to be a challenging week for your basketball team, getting ready for those opponents, and then the extra trip Tuesday to attend the funeral of Jabri Bryant.
Yeah, well, actually we had 4 games in 8 days with the game on Saturday, which we were able to win. It was a hard-fought game, and then we had a tough matchup against Chattanooga. We lost in overtime on Monday night. Our guys gave everything they had a couple opportunities, weren't able to close the game out, and then we had to get on a bus to go to Savannah, and it's one of those things you don't ever plan for, you don't ever want to be a part of. Our guys were really good about dealing with it. We're still hurting for the Bryant family and praying for them every day as they go through this tough time. And we got back, and then we had to leave again on Wednesday to go play on the road against 2 really good teams. Wofford on Thursday night, which if the ball bounced a couple different ways, our guys got way down at halftime and got down 1 and had opportunities to get back in the game and win the game, but we weren't able to finish it. And on Saturday, we started really well, but Furman was the better team, no doubt, in that game. And the credit for both those games, good coaching staffs, good players. We just weren't able to win the games.
Let's go back to Thursday night, Coach. Wofford was coming off of a performance where they had broken the NCAA record for May 3, 17 of 21. And then early in our game, they picked it up with the same momentum. The freshman McGee,
I didn't know if they were going to miss any.
Hit 3 in a row. And literally, I remember looking at about the 10-minute mark of the first half, and they were still shooting 91% from the floor.
Yeah, it's hard to win when somebody's shooting 91%.
Can't get any rebounds if they won't miss, can you?
Well, I mean, they have really good shooters.
Yeah.
Coach Young's an experienced coach. They had a great crowd. They were energized, and you're right, they came off an amazing game. And then our guys at halftime, we had a little soul searching, had a little talk, and I thought our guys withstood the challenge, stood up to the challenge, and went out and made play after play when they had no really reason to. When you think about the days that they had dealt with prior to that, and then we were shorthanded a little in the midst of it. So I was really thrilled that, you never want to be excited about a loss.
Right.
But I was excited about how our guys fought.
Yep.
And you can always get excited about when your team competes. And I thought our guys really competed at a high level and gave ourselves an opportunity on the road. We weren't able to get it done, but it was a really great college basketball game.
A couple of guys, Coach, I do want to point out, Dimitri Rivers is really playing confident right now. He had a career-high 22. Really sparked you there early in the second half.
Well, what's happened is he's getting stronger with the ball. It's something he's going to continue to get better at. As his strength continues to develop, he's going to get harder and harder to stop because his strides are so long and he can get to the basket so quick when he figures it out and he gets more confidence in going because his shot is continued to be really good. He's shooting the 3 ball at a high level, but the guards that are guarding him usually are 6'3", to 6'1", to 6'2". He's 6'8", and then when he gets in the lane, if he can reach up, he can get where he's like a post player in there. And those are the things we're continue to try to encourage him about. Our assistant coaches have done a great job trying to push him in that area, and we're excited about the future for him, but he had an amazing game against Wofford.
And until the game was over, Coach, I didn't realize that Ethan Stair gave you 37 minutes on Saturday in that game.
Yeah, we played a different lineup. We started a different lineup. We went a little bit small. Ethan started. It was his first start at Mercer. He played 37 minutes and put up 15 points. Played really, really hard, as he always does. But I thought his intensity and just how he got after it, I guess it was his first start on the road.
Yes.
But I mean, his mindset of what he was able to accomplish. And I think there's still tremendous days ahead for him. in a Mercer uniform that we haven't seen his best play yet.
You mentioned a moment ago, strong second half in that game to almost pull that one out, and then the roles were reversed on Saturday. Your team came out on fire. I know we hit our first 6 shots, if not our first 7, against Furman.
Yeah, I know they were shaking their heads. We were hitting shots, and I was hoping it would continue the rest of the game, but it didn't. We were still in that game. We had multiple opportunities. They hit some late game shots, late clock shots. They're a really good team. They're hard to guard, just as Wofford is.
Yep.
We got tremendous teams in our conference, and that's what's going to make the tournament even more exciting, because who knows what can happen in that situation.
Coach, if we were told before that game started that Stephen Kroon would get to the line 16 teams and Mercer 17, you'd know that's not a good indication of what was to come.
Yeah, he was getting there a lot, and we were playing zone, and he still got there a lot. And they're really good at getting in the lane, using their bodies, jumping into with the new rules, him and Sibley both. They take advantage of those rules to a high level. But he has, Stephen Kroon is a special player.
Yeah.
He has the ability to change direction almost in midair and make you guard him when you can't really get a solid charge on him sometimes, even though you feel like you have, because he's so elusive and he's so slippery when he gets in the lane.
For our Mercer fans, Coach, am I a broken record and incorrect to compare him with James Florence?
Well, I think he's a lot like him. I think Flo had a little different part to his game, and I think Stephen might be a little better ball handler than Flo, but Flo could hit multiple shots in a row, and he never met a shot he didn't like, for sure.
Absolutely. All right, Coach, Dimitri Rivers we talked about. We're going to have an interview with him in just a moment, but really he has stepped up his game so much, and a 6'8" guard with that kind of range, there's a lot of things he can still do.
Well, and we started him at the 4. We went small in the last few games, starting him and Steph at basically the bigs, but we're playing almost 5 guards when it comes down to it. And I think as we get more comfortable with that lineup, we can keep exposing things with him at that position, and that's going to really be good for our team.
Yeah.
And that's why he's gotten some shots, as he has these few games right now. I think he'll continue to get more shots. We're going to continue to find ways for him to get open.
And as much as he continues his game and contributing there, Coach, he's a fine individual as well.
Yeah, good man, and I just love his demeanor. I wish he'd talk a little more. He has gotten better.
Echo.
He's gotten better at it, but it's fun to watch him develop, and our guys and our assistants have worked hard with him, and Dimitri's put a lot of time in, and I'm glad it's paying off.
All right, let's go talk with the young man from Goose Creek, South Carolina, Dimitri Rivers. We'll be back in just a moment with more on the Inside Mercer Basketball.
For over 20 years, Mercer has relied on Forsyth Street Orthopedics.
Their team of physicians keeps players on the court.
Forsyth Street Orthopedics and Ortho Georgia have merged together into one practice, and we're stronger than ever with 26 physicians and 5 regional offices. As a graduate of Mercer and a partner of Ortho Georgia, we are proud to sponsor and take care of Mercer athletes.
Ortho Georgia, getting better together.
Go Bears!
As a business owner, you need to choose the financial direction that's best for you to find a clear path to growth and success. At BB&T, we support businesses of all sizes with personal service and advice, sharing the sound financial knowledge we've gained over more than 140 years so you can move ahead with confidence. Talk to us today about your business goals. BB&T, sharing knowledge for a brighter direction.
Service department is out of sight. You can pull in the garage over there and they will meet you before you cut the engine off. They know you by name. How can I help you, Mr. Ross? I can't, get that kind of service no place else but here at 5 Star. All of my friends, I always tell them what good service you get at 5 Star. I love to talk and I like to tell the truth.
back at Hawkins Arena. Time to get to know more of our Mercer basketball players. Today it's Dimitri Rivers, sophomore guard out of Goose Creek, South Carolina. Dimitri, if you would, tell our Mercer fans a little bit about your immediate family.
I have a big brother. He's 30. His name is Kenneth Rivers Jr., but we call him KC.
Okay.
My dad, he's Kenneth Rivers Sr. My mom, her name is Wanda, and my sister, her name is LaKendra Rivers.
All right. Okay, now tell us the route that led you to come to Mercer to play basketball.
Oh man, it's a lot of different routes, to be honest. Because originally, growing up, I was going to a school in Moncks Corner, South Carolina called Berkeley.
Okay.
And up until my 8th grade, I ended up getting cut from B team. It was a big disappointment, but that was a big drive to like help me get better.
Yeah.
And since I got cut from B team, I played at this recreational center, and I ended up being coached by my dad's friend who we played against in high school, named Alan Watson.
Okay.
And my dad told him about me being cut and saying that maybe I should move, because he had a son that's going to be at that time was going to be attending Stratford High School.
Okay.
And I ended up transferring, going there, and made varsity my freshman year at Stratford High.
Yeah.
And after that, just met a whole different like circle of people.
All the pieces just fell into place.
After that, after I moved and finally got playing for high school, just everything just started falling into place.
Dimitri, I watched you your first year, you and Tyree especially, just hours and hours, putting up shots, and the coaches working you, knowing one day your opportunity would come. I don't know if you realize heading into this season when Jabri went down, that next man up, that all of a sudden now you're in the starting rotation. Did you see that possibly coming?
Nah, I didn't see that coming at all. Like I figured like this year, I was going to get, some more time. But after Jabri just all of a sudden went down and then just getting, thrown in there.
Yeah. You've done well as a starter. Describe your game for me. I mean, we've all watched you, but how do you feel? What's your strengths you bring to this Mercer team?
I feel as though my strength is probably shooting the ball.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my strength.
I think the fact that you play guard and you're so tall and your reach, to me, gives you a tremendous advantage against some of those guys trying to defend against you. Do you use your height to your advantage?
Oh yeah, for sure. Being taller than a lot of people that guard me also will give you more confidence. Driving to the hole, knowing a smaller defender's on you.
Yeah.
You can shoot over them, and just little advantages like that, for example, and little post-up situations, just anything.
You do such a great job also at the free throw line. How many hours do you work on free throws?
Actually, my dad, he used to make me shoot hundreds of free throws every day.
Wow.
Yes. He used to always hammer me. Free throws.
Yeah.
And even now, if I miss one after the game, I'm going to hear about it. Yep, I'm going to hear about it. Why didn't you make that free throw?
Oh, that's wild. Tell us about
that's where it all started.
Tell us about you as an individual, Dimitri. What sort of personality would you say you had?
I'm pretty quiet, laid back. Once I get to know you more, then I'm more talkative and more interactive, joke around a lot more.
Yeah. With that type of personality, how much of a challenge was it to getting acclimated to this team and the D1 basketball among a very active bunch of teammates that you've got there?
It actually wasn't too hard, because all the guys, they just we've known each other. Some of the guys you've known for a year, and the freshmen not even a full year. But seeing our team, you think that we've known each other forever. All the guys, they make you feel welcome. When I first came here, I felt like I was already a part of the family. Even before I came here, when I came on my official visit and that was one of like the big aspects that like caught my attention was, you know, like how well the group of guys like, you know, are together. And
what are you majoring in and hope to do other than play basketball one day? What are you looking at professionally?
I've been changing around majors a lot, but I think I'm going with communications. I'm not exactly sure what aspect, like, or how far, or like, you know, what route I'm gonna take with that. But as of right now, communications.
Dimitri, for the younger guys who may be watching our show today that might be 4th, 5th graders and looking at somebody like yourself now starting on a D1 college basketball team, what advice would you give for young guys that might want to play college basketball one day?
My first thing is just stay in the books. Like that's one thing, like my parents always preached to me from day one, like you're not gonna play ball unless you have, like, you know, everything together academically. Yeah. That's something they've always been preaching to me. So I'd say that's the number one thing. All
right, that's Dimitri Rivers, our sophomore guard from Goose Creek, South Carolina. We'll be back in just a moment, back with Bob Hoffman up at Wild Wing on more Inside Mercer Basketball.
So here's the game plan. Rush into the Wild Wing Cafe and tackle one of our new steakhouse burgers. 100% Angus, 100% great. It's an all-star lineup that can win you tickets to the biggest games of the year. Where? At the Wild Wing.
Over 3,000 new cars, over 1,500 used cars. Come experience the difference.
Hey, all you Bear fans, I know we're having a great time at this game. It's exciting, fun. We're getting after it. If you want to have a good time after this game, you need to go over to Margaritas in Mercer Village. They have amazing Mexican food and they're going to take care of you. All kinds of specials. You can find what you want. Look at my body, it's working good for me. Come on over and check them out at Mercer Village, Margaritas.
DNA augmentation initiated. Neural speeds increasing to 4G LTE. Brain upgrading to a quad-core processor. Precognitive intelligence with Google Now complete.
Introducing Droid DNA by HTC. It's not an upgrade to your phone, it's an upgrade to yourself.
Well, we're back with Bob Hoffman to talk more Inside Mercer Basketball. Coach, you get the opportunity of working with these guys day in, day out. For those of us that have just brief opportunities, we pick up real quickly. When you recruit these guys to come to the program, you're not just looking for basketball players, you're looking for quality individuals, just like Dimitri.
Yeah, Dimitri, and I don't know if anybody would fit coming from a town like he does.
Yeah.
He looks like a Goose Creek, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of goose, kind of long, I don't know. He's got a long neck, but his family, special people. He played for Upward Stars in AAU basketball. They had a great AAU team.
Yeah.
Saw him hit a lot of shots in the corner that he's now hitting. I was hoping and we were envisioning that he could come in. I knew he was a little bit on the skinny side, but you know, there's been a lot of skinny guys who are pretty good players. Including Kevin Durant is one. He's kind of long and doesn't seem to bother him a whole lot. I mean, there's been multiple other guys. But I do believe for him specifically, as his strength and his core gets better and better, his level of play is going to continue to increase because his fundamentals are pretty good, but his just being strong with the ball, taking a hit, and still finishing are things he's gotten better at, but there's still another place he can go with it.
Quick story about him, Coach. You know, he's an excellent free throw shooter, shooting about 85%. And one day I casually mentioned about his free throws. He says, if the game's over and I miss one free throw, I'm going to get a call from my dad. How come you missed a free throw?
I would like to see his dad shoot him. Maybe we could have a little match.
So, but you know,
Mr. Rivers, you're called out on
there
that.
You go. But you've got to have a lot of pride and discipline to work to be a good free throw shooter, and he's got that.
Yeah, his follow through and his touch is really nice. I know on the set here with the show, Kevin would probably take credit for him being a good free throw shooter, but he's never done anything with him. So.
There you go. Okay. All right, Coach, we might as well just let that lead into our Sonic Player of the Week.
Yeah, I mean, Dimitri is definitely the Player of the Week. It seems like this is his show.
All right.
Maybe we could say Inside Dimitri Rivers Basketball. But he had a great week, had 22.
Yep.
Just a tremendous night. Played really well. It was fun to watch him and what he was able to accomplish. Really thrilled about his progress.
All right, Coach, might as well go ahead with our Marco's Delivery of the Week as well.
Yeah, we're going to change up and go with a little different, using different stats, and we're going to go with Corey Kilby.
Yeah.
On Saturday, he had most points per minute. I mean, the most points he's ever had as a Mercer player, but he also had 6 rebounds, had 13 points in 18 minutes. We need him to continue to develop. He's got great skill set himself. He's a great shooter. It hasn't got into the mode of just knocking it down time after time, but he could.
He's working hard at it.
I mean, he beat some really good scores at the high school he went. I mean, he broke some amazing records in high school. That 4 years that he played at Ada High School, Bo Overton being one who played at OU and was one of the best players in OU history until recent memory. So he has the capability. It's there. I've got to keep finding ways to put him in positions to be successful.
All right, Coach, the Macon Occupational Medicine look at the SoCon. We're coming down the stretch. Tournament's just 2 weeks away. We're all excited about going to Asheville, what can happen there. But standings, as of today, following last night's action, Chattanooga at 12-2, Furman 11-4, ETSU 10-4, Wofford 10-5, and you're right there at 8-6.
Yeah, we're battling along. The top 6 get a bye on the first day. There's a lot of games left. We have 4 left. We're playing some teams that are right around us. It'll be important for us to find a way to get some home victories, get back figuring out how to do that and feeling good about ourselves. I told our guys in practice we have 21 days basically till conference tournament play. These games are an opportunity every day of practice for us to figure out what we can do and what we've not been doing as well and continue to work on it. And I think our guys are taking the challenge. I mean, you look at the schedule and you think about what we have left. We have 2 at home, 2 on the road.
Right.
And we're 8-6 in the league, like you mentioned. We're 18-9 overall. If we can find a way even to get 2 wins, which I think we could win all of the games left, then we would tie, basically be in the top 5 in all time in Mercer basketball history for victories ever in regular season. Yeah, it'd be 20 wins in regular season. And we've talked about that. I think that's something we're not in a position to win the league. I mean, it'd take an amazing thing. I don't think it mathematically could still happen. I mean, we're 4 games back with 4 games left. But we could still make a dent. We can still win 3 in the tournament. We can still have an amazing regular season, which teams all over the country would die to have 20 wins.
Yeah, sure.
And I know many years ago when I first got here, we would have been excited about the opportunity to win 20 games. So the conference, we can't win the regular season. Chattanooga's had a couple close victories on the road to put them in a position to finish, and they've probably done the best job for sure. The record proves that, but in general, I think they've done the best job when you look outside of conference play. When they beat Dayton on the road, top 25 team. They beat Georgia Tech on the road, beat Georgia on the road, and beat Illinois on the road. I mean, they deserve to be where they're at. It just, how close it was that we could have got them at home. and East Tennessee almost got them at home, and multiple other teams have been right there, including Citadel. The very first road game they had of the year was one possession away from beating them. So that's why when you get to conference tournament play on a neutral floor, just as it happened last year, Wofford was the favorite, but they were pushed all the way to the end by Furman in the championship game.
All right, Coach, 2 home games to finish out the regular season. Let's talk about Western Carolina coming in on Thursday, and then ETSU, the old rival from Johnson City, on Saturday.
Western Carolina, Coach Hunter's the winningest coach in SoCon history, really, and one of the top coaches in the country for winning. He's won over 600 games, has done it at a bunch of different places. He has an ability to put his guys in great situations that they were able to come out with victories. They've had a lot of injuries this year. Red Harrelson, who hit some big shots on us up there, hurt his knee. He hadn't been starting recently. I mean, they have multiple guys that have been out and in, but they had a great week. They won 3 in a row till they lost last night at East Tennessee. So we know they beat us at our place last year. We'd really like to find a way to get these guys. We haven't beat them yet.
That's right.
We beat them outside before we got in the league, but we haven't beat them in conference play. So that's something we're going to push forward really hard in our guys' minds. It's a home game. We're hopeful to have another great crowd. The crowd's been tremendous.
And then finishing up Saturday with East Tennessee State.
Yeah, familiar foe, a little different teams. Coach Forbes has done a great job, just as Coach Bartow did. They've taken a lot of transfers, as Coach Bartow had done in the past, put them in good positions, and they've been right there at the top the whole year. They've had some great wins on the road outside of non-conference or outside of conference play. Went down to both those teams on the road, overtimes. We lost to them earlier in the year when we could have won at both their sites. We need to find a way to get both these this week in Hawkins Arena. It would be a great thing to be able to do that and finish it up the right way.
You mentioned a moment ago, we've had great crowds. 2 more opportunities in the regular season. We'd love to have the house packed out Thursday and one more time on Saturday.
It would be great.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for this week. We'll talk to you again next week when we'll be getting ready then to head to Asheville. We return next week with more Inside Mercer Basketball.
Gets cut off, still finds a way.
They are going to try to go underneath. Jumps, able to get it to go.